Well, this week, SMX Insider Extra, something a little different. And I'm here with Lauren Screeden. Now, Lauren, you may be not as well known to the SMX world, but hey, in the NFL, you're everywhere. But let's talk about the crossover a little bit, because I did some homework. I went back and looked at your Instagram, watched some videos, and there's a lot of SMX content on there, but maybe a little bit different than what most people might expect. So first off, how did you get involved in motocross and what brought you into the SMX world?
Yeah. Hey, JT. Thanks so much for having me. Super excited to be here. I'm definitely a new SMX fan, which has been really exciting. Got into it a couple years ago. My husband he raced growing up and has always been really into motocross and all that, wants to watch the races, go to the races. And I will say, until you really understand what's going on and understand some of the storylines and all that, it isn't a sport that most people know about. And so I work in the NFL, obviously, and it was really funny because I would invite this man to the sidelines of NFL games and Super Bowls and play in this celebrity golf tournament with Gary Sheffield and the Kelseys and all. And it was like, And then the first round of the SMX playoffs in Joliet, Illinois, got an opportunity to go there. And this was his Super Bowl. He was like, what do you mean? We have pit pass. This is amazing. Let's go. And so that was when I went to my first race and really understood what it was all about. And he was thrilled.
Well, you kind of have a unique take on this stuff, because I think there are a lot of women like you, whether it's mothers or girlfriends or wives, sisters, what have you. They're watching this sometimes maybe against their will, but over time they become fans of this. But a lot of it, there's jargon, there's lingo that you might not necessarily understand. You don't understand the format or the points. Going through your Instagram videos, it was really cool because this was a one-on-one with another woman who was in their shoes, walking them through exactly what's going to happen and what to look for, what some of the words mean, who the stars are of the sport. So how did you come up with this idea? Because I think it is really unique, especially on the social space.
Thank you. Yeah. Coming from the NFL, where there are women who are interested in the sport, and obviously a lot of the husbands, boyfriends, all of that are big football fans. And so I think that I've seen with women getting into the NFL, they don't need to know what a 3-4 defense is and a cover 2 and a read option. Like, they don't need to know all that. It's like, and now you kind of see this with, it's like, what's Taylor Swift's boyfriend doing, for the lack of a better example. So I realized that when I went to my first race, and I kind of found a way to get involved in the race and to understand it. And you don't need to know the X's and O's of all of it. But that would be what Kevin, my husband, would tell me. He's like, this, like he's using all this lingo. And I'm like, but I need to know the basics, like TLDR, what's going on here. And if you know that, or that little bit of information, it can make it really fun to watch the races. And for me, it's been really fun because I grew up watching sports, playing sports, obviously knowing football, but when you're learning something new, it's kind of a fresh perspective where I can say, hey, I don't know everything there is to know about this. And that's okay. So if I say something that, might not be the most accurate, and of course online people want to jump down your neck, it's like, hey, I'm a new fan and I'm just learning like everybody else. But for the other girlfriends and wives, come along and let's make this thing fun.
So let's take a look at some of that Instagram content. Now, forewarning, there's a lot of NFL content, even worse, a lot of Chicago Bears content for you Packers fans out there. But you can follow her at L Screeden, and there's a lot of great videos on there. Let's take a look at a few of them where she's explaining what exactly is happening in the world.
We're back. This is my nod to AP since he's not riding this weekend. The race is at Washougal. It's in Washington, if that wasn't obvious. Now, this is a gargy-pargy track. Beautiful, stunning, but the layout, pretty challenging. Elevation changes, shadows, but this could open things up, which is exciting because the same old characters keep dominating. Have your Saturdays been personally victimized by watching 4 hours of racing that you don't understand? Here's what you need to know. It's the first East Coast trip of the season. We're in High Point, Pennsylvania, and the vibes are hot, especially in the 250 class. Remember how we were like, can anyone beat Hayden Deegan? Last weekend, Chance Hymas proved it can be done. Chance got both hole shots, which remember, that's where you're leading after that first turn, and he led every single lap. What are the chances he wins this weekend? I don't know, because Deegan probably is pretty mad, but we'll find out.
Got a lot of guys back from injuries. Eli Tomac, ET3. Jet Lawrence, young kid from Australia. Jet's really fast. His brother, Hunter Lawrence. It's a battle between them and Chase Sexton, who was riding really well in Supercross. Cooper Webb, they like to call him the old guy, but he actually just won Supercross. Supercross indoors, motocross outdoors. So while Chase and these other guys were on the Supercross circuit, the ones recovering from injury were practicing outdoors. That could make a difference.
Lauren, I heard a rumor that you yourself throwing a leg over a bike, getting started. Everybody has to start somewhere, maybe a little later than most, but hey, what are your experiences so far and what do you think?
It's been awesome learning to ride. So I started on like an e-bike, right? Which was so fun. And I'm not going to say easy, but I didn't have to worry about a clutch or anything like that. But now I got a little KLX 140 and it's not really a big girl bike yet, but we're getting there, learning how to use the clutch. I've done a couple clinics, had my first big crash. So, you know, if anybody wants to send me a new helmet, we're in the market. But
Take care of that.
no, it's been really, really, really fun. I was telling the guys earlier, it's funny when you think that you're going so fast, like you are flying, right? And then you see a video of yourself and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm going backwards. I'm going so slow. It's a little shot to the confidence, but I'm having such a blast just learning. And like I said, I think it only takes once to learn that you don't grab the front brake when you get scared. That's what I've learned so far.
Thank you, Lauren. It's gotten really fun getting to know you, and honestly, great job on bringing new fans into the sport so they can, when they have to watch it, at least they understand it and will begin to enjoy it.
Thank you. Yeah, you go from having to watch to now asking what time the races start. So that's been cool. And we'll be putting out a lot more content come Supercross time. So thanks so much for having me.